What's going on, everybody? This is Nick Lawson from Squad Sports. We're really excited to be supporting the Free Agent Friday series. A lot of great talent out there. Without further ado, this is the next free agent you should be signing with your sports team.
Well, we're back for another Free Agent Friday, and today I've got Alyson Smist with me. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for joining me. If you can, walk us through where you went to school and any degrees that you got.
Okay. So my undergraduate was from the University of Maine in 2004. I graduated with a degree in communications and double minored in PR and English. And then took a few years, worked in the jewelry industry, killed it in sales, managed a couple of stores, worked for a couple of different family-owned chains. And then in 2015, went back because I saw the writing on the wall of what's happening in the jewelry, everything going online, and started my master's in sports management at Southern New Hampshire University and finished in 2018. So
Nice.
yeah, it was pretty stoked.
So what made you want to get into the sports side of things? Was that all by design, or was there just an opportunity that you saw that was like, I like this?
Yeah, I mean, it was a little bit of everything. I wanted to, actually, my husband and I were sitting down watching Moneyball. And
Good movie. Good movie.
I mean, it's a great movie. And I was sitting there going, how do I take my knowledge and understanding of numbers from sales and my undergraduate degree and my ridiculous passion for sports and put it together? Well, it just made sense to go in, get my master's and see. And then I ended up really liking it. And really, I mean, so many different aspects. I think my favorite class was learning about how sports influence the community and what they do. And, I wrote a crazy paper about the 95 Browns and learned more about Believe Land than anything else, than anything, It was fun.
No, that is. I mean, sports. They do bring communities together, which is cool.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I think, even right now with sports kind of kicking back off, I think it'll really help, everyone kind of hopefully start moving in that direction, get back to where we need to go. With kind of what's your dream job in sports?
I think my ultimate goal is working with a team and with a group that we all have or not all, but at least the sales team has a very similar vision, and that's to be productive, and that's to be growing and in a positive energy and positive influence in the community. I know that's very, very generic and vague, but I know that whether I'm on the ticket sales side or corporate sponsorship side, my dream is to have somebody actually see my passion and understand my passion and help to cultivate and curate it to be that much better and a stronger version of myself.
What was your first introduction to sports as far as internship or position?
So I did my internship at the University of North Carolina in Wilmington with the athletic department over there. Haig was my manager in the ticket department. And then Jimmy Bass, the athletic director, has been a friend of our family for a few years. My husband's locally a sports anchor, so obviously he knows quite a few of the people in the area. And I was there right when they did the reseeding for season ticket holders for basketball. And I watched all the different opportunities that they give. I processed most of the claims. A lot of it's a different dynamic. Your hands are tied in the ticket office. You're not allowed to pick up the phone and dial for dollars, which I thought was an interesting dynamic. But it's definitely something that you learn from, and I think internships are also strong for what you don't want in a career. And I had always thought I wanted to work in the collegiate sector. And I mean, not that I'm not open to it, but I don't think I want to do ticket sales in the collegiate level.
Yeah. It's a grind.
Yeah, it
So
really.
So how did you come about the Wilmington Sharks baseball team?
I actually was interviewing for another job, believe it or not. And the owner of our team and I were talking, struck up a conversation, and he said, if this doesn't work out with this other team, I may have something locally for you. And of course, my ears perked up and said, absolutely. I don't have to move. I don't have to sell my house, and I don't have to make my kid angry.
Right.
So it was a great opportunity. I started out as an account executive, and within 6 months, they made me the assistant general manager. So
Nice.
pretty quick.
When you were selling for the team, were you selling everything, like season tickets, groups, sponsorships?
We only had a staff of 4.
Okay.
So you do literally everything. Network like crazy out there. And the thing that I noticed when we started, most people, when they asked you when you said I work for the Wilmington Sharks, they went, oh yeah, that soccer team? No, that was the Hammerheads. They've been gone 2 years. No, so
I was going to say, so there's no soccer team there now?
Not anymore. No,
okay.
they pulled shop, I want to say in 2016, 2017.
Okay. Might be right.
But I mean, I just looked at it as an opportunity, put a little chip on my shoulder, and just made it so that I became the face of the team as much as possible. We built a reading program where it started out with 12 schools, and then before COVID, we were at 40. So we had over 6,000 kids that we were influencing positively to read, and bring them out. Hopefully, we're hoping to have them out at the ballpark and so forth. So,
were you with the team when it started, or was it around? So it's been around for a little while.
It's been around since '97. Mm-hmm.
Oh wow, okay.
But it had never been actually treated like a business until our current ownership stepped in 2017. So,
okay.
Mm-hmm.
How was any other things that kind of stick out that you're most proud of while you were there?
I landed if everything had worked out with building and renovating our stadium, I had a presenting sponsor confirmed, and I was pretty stoked. They were going to be a 3-year additional sponsor of ours, and I was able to take them and double what they were initially doing with us.
Nice.
Should everything had gone through. So I was pretty proud of that. And then, our original, and I know the numbers are different, and depending on what team you work for, it's just adding more zeros, but yeah. I took our team from 32,000 in sales to just having 92,000 in corporate sponsorships already renewed by January. And then, obviously COVID hits and things changed, but I had another 75,000 on hold and ready to go until, the season was pulled. So, and that was just corporate sponsorships. I think our total revenues were at like 315, 330. So they were getting there, and COVID hit for all of us.
I know that.
So
little buzz killer.
A little bit. And the way I look at it is it's just extra zeros. Like, bigger numbers don't scare me. I mean, I sold a $60,000 1 carat Hearts on Fire diamond when I was selling jewelry. I mean, who's going to spend $60,000 for a single diamond? But they do.
Right. There's people.
And you know what? I found it and made it happen.
Yeah. What I've learned is, the sales process is, similar, and for me, going from a sport that only has maybe 10 or 12 games to baseball, minor league baseball at 70, mm-hmm. The numbers are bigger just because of that. Mm-hmm. And so, I know there's people out there that say that, and you see these jobs that are like, you have experience selling 7-figure deals. Well, I don't, because I haven't had anything to justify that yet. So,
yeah. You got to find the features, the advantage, and the benefits. And I mean, if you only have 26 games, it's kind of hard to do that for a $200,000 deal.
Yeah.
I mean, you could try.
Yep.
Put some golden hot dogs.
Yeah. What would you say is your biggest skill that you'll bring to your next position?
Positive energy. Because right now there's so many people that are so not knowing, not sure, and so hesitant about anything, that's something that I really try to bring is I can be a bulldog if I need to be, but I really try to make myself as a chameleon that if the team has a lower morale right now because of everything we've all been through, try to not diagnose, but build that back up and try to get everybody back in a positive moving forward manner.
What's the area that you need to work on the most, do you think?
I mean, everybody always needs to work on their closing skills. I mean, I don't care if you're closing 80% of the sales, so I can always learn more about closing, and that's something I'd love to learn more about.
How would you define success?
I had a staff member reach out to me specifically to thank me for teaching them everything that I did over the last 3 months in terms of sales and so forth, because this individual said specifically he never thought he could do sales. But I said to him, you know what, let's try it. I think you can do it. And his first sale that he made, he went from $100 sale to his final add-ons were $325.
Nice.
So watching my people grow is where I consider success, because then I did my job as leader.
Yeah, no, that's great. It's always good to see that, progression, especially like you said, somebody who maybe wasn't so sure about doing sales, and yeah, being able to see them do that and do it successfully is always good. How about a fun fact about you personally?
A fun fact. Gosh, I would say I'm allergic to cinnamon, which is
Wow.
the weirdest
cinnamon
thing.
Toast Crunch?
Yeah, and it's delicious, and it's in everything healthy, and it's the worst thing to be allergic to. But
wow.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
it's just a good chuckle.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's I can't believe somebody's allergic to cinnamon.
Yeah.
So in your next position, you're open to relocation.
Mm-hmm.
Are you just looking at baseball, or are you open to other sports as well?
I'm open to other sports. Absolutely.
And what's the ideal type of position that you're looking for now?
I would say leadership of some sort with either the corporate sponsorship side or, if we're corporate sponsorship is what I love, because I love the relationships. But after my experience the last few months with COVID and doing a lot of training, I know I'm confident in myself with the ticket side as well. And it's got to be the right fit. It's got to be the right fit. I really would like to know that the culture that we're with is right, and that I'm open to either. Okay. And I know the guys from front office features would say, no, you're supposed to pick one or the other, but I'm really open to either.
Right. I mean, that's how I am too. I mean, I like them for different reasons, but yeah. I mean, especially as you're going up in leadership, I mean, a lot of times it is both. Yeah. Or with smaller clubs, like you said. So hopefully, I'm sure we'll see you back, working soon, but anything that we can do to help, just let us know.
Thank you. I appreciate it.